All right. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Lindsay Stockdale. I'm a presidential diamond with It Works Global. And tonight, myself and several other distributors, we're going to share some incredible information with you that we gained last week when we attended a network marketing event, just a training event for the profession of network marketing. And it was really powerful because we got to hear from some of the top income earners, 6 and 7 figure income earners in the profession of network marketing. So we were in a room with about 8,000 people, all of which represented different companies, different network marketing or direct selling companies. And we couldn't wear anything from our company. So there was absolutely zero recruiting going on. You could not talk about or promote your company in any way, shape, or form. We were there to gain the knowledge and the information about the industry, the profession of network marketing. So it was like we were sitting in network marketing college or a network marketing university for 3.5 full days. It was insane. I mean, we went from 9 a.m. until 10 p.m. at night, or 9 to 9, and it was just nonstop packed with speakers, and we got to hear from Tony Robbins, which was life-changing. We got to hear from Bob Proctor, which was life-changing. And so, hey, Shannon, hey, Mark. So what we're going to do is we are going to do a series of these. We're going to do one a week, and we're going to do what I like to say. AJ says this in London, England. He calls it a fire transfer. And, oops, hold on. All right, he calls it a fire transfer. So we are going to share with you, start to share with you some of the information that we gained from this event. And I just want to start off first by going around. I want everybody to just, if you don't care, introduce yourself and where you're from, how long you've been in your rank with It Works Global. And then would you care to just share sort of your overarching just feeling that you walked away from this event with, what it really meant to you before we start digging into some of these awesome notes. So let's see here. Shannon, do you care to, hi there, start us off? Oh, I don't hear you. Did you mute your line?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me
Yes.
now? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
My biggest aha moment had to be that up there, multimillionaires spoke about self-development. And I thought I was like doing an okay job with it. And then after they got done, I thought, gosh, I'm really slacking in that area. And I set my self-development game up. That was the biggest takeaway. Every single person said.
Awesome. You're cutting out just a little bit, Shannon, so I'm going to recap what you said because it kind of cut out, but I know what you were saying. So you were talking about personal development, right? And that's what you really took away from those multimillionaires was how important personal development was, and you thought you were doing a good job until you heard from them and realized that, holy cow, time to step it up and really work on you, right? Okay, cool. All right, thank you. All right, Melissa?
Hey, I'm Melissa Roby. I've been with It Works for about 3.5 years. I'm a triple diamond. I live in Owensboro, and when we talk about going to conference with It Works, it's hard to explain how you feel, but going to this GoPro training was, it's like amplified. I cannot 8,000 people with the same mindset of this industry and how huge it is. And when we first got there, getting in line, some people I didn't even hear people from the U.S. It was like German and Dutch and England. Like so many people from other countries came in for this event, and that was like a real big eye-opener for me also. It's not just what you see here in your city, your state, the U.S. The industry is huge. And like Shannon said, I need to step up my game on my personal growth. This year, I'm reading, for me personally, about 4 books right now. And, trying to finish through a couple already this year, but it's nowhere near where I need to be. But a lot of it is so much of your mindset. that's the biggest thing too. Where your mindset is for you with this industry, your business. So that's a huge thing.
Absolutely. And, I think for me, the biggest thing, just because I'm going to kind of piggyback off what you just said, and Shannon too, this was the first real event, and I've been in the industry of network marketing now for 9 years. This was the first time that I really got that feeling like it's 80, and they said this, it's 80% you. It's 80% you and your mind and what you're reading, what you're thinking, what you're speaking, and you control every bit of that. And 20% are the skills. The skills, signing customers, signing distributors. 20% of your success in this is the skills. 80% is you. And I just felt like that was the big theme I felt like I kept hearing was, it's you, it's you, it's you. Do the work, invest in you, and everything else will come out perfectly on the other end. But it starts with you, so keep investing in you. So I love that. Okay, Mark.
Hello. My name is Mark. I'm Lindsay's husband. I am a diamond with the company. My biggest takeaway just overall was just really how simple the actual business is. Shannon said this, and Melissa also, but it's so much about your development as a person to take advantage of how simple the business is, because it's not the business itself that's difficult, it's managing yourself that's difficult, and overcoming those hurdles and just getting through that. When you do that, the rest is easy. Really, the steps aren't hard. What you do is not hard. You're just asking people to take a look at things. It's just getting to the point where you're comfortable with that and getting through all your boundaries to attain that. That's the difficult part. And so it's not even difficult. It just takes work. You've got to stick with it and admit you have issues here and there or whatever. Your comfort zone is here or there, and you have to just push yourself and work on those things to get to where things become more simple. And that was my biggest takeaway from everything overall.
Awesome. All right, thank you. And Mark, we just moved into a new city last week, and so he's in our office, and you can see the office is not exactly put together yet, so we're getting there. I'm in the kitchen. I did get it ready, so at least something looked like it was put together. All right, so Dean.
Hello. My name is Dean Stepp, and I'm a double diamond. I've been with the company for 3.5 years, and I am Lindsay's father, not her brother. But one of the biggest comments that stuck with me from the entire 3.5 days of training was one of the young guys, 20, 30 something, on the Rising Star panel said that network marketing is just self-development with a compensation plan. And basically that sums up everything that the four of you have said, because this whole business is about developing you, getting yourself right to do the work that it takes to get where you want to get in the company, and then seeing those people who have achieved so much and hearing their stories and know that many of them started with so little, and they were also big on talking about giving back as well, and to actually be there and witness someone pay $3.2 million for an autographed $100 bill just so the money could go to charity was a very eye-opening experience to know that, this is to whom much is given, much is required, and that man definitely took that to a whole nother level. So it was just awesome to see when you grasp the whole concept and you start helping other people and making it about them, how you're going to advance through this industry and the more people you will be able to help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if you all are all hearing that. I know from my end it is a little bit choppy. I don't know, Shannon and Melissa, is it kind of choppy on your end?
No, I can.
No, you're hearing everybody okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then it may just be our signal. I'm not sure because all of you all have been cutting out as you've been speaking. Am I cutting out right now, or can you hear me okay?
Yes.
You're cutting out for me.
Now, Mark is a little bit
Do
choppy,
what?
so it could be your internet connection.
Yeah, Mark was just choppy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm not really sure. If I am really choppy, please let me know, because if you cannot understand what I'm saying, then this is kind of a waste of time. So, and Mark, if it continues, you may just want to come down here with me, so that takes up less of the Wi-Fi maybe. I really don't know how that works, but something's a little weird. So, okay. So to start things off, I believe at the beginning of the event, I believe it was Eric Worre, and he was talking about how success in network marketing really comes down to 3 things. And then these 3 things were talked about the rest of the 3 days that we were there. And before I go into that, I did want to say something piggybacking off of what Melissa said. In that room of 8,000 people, there were 50 countries represented. 50, not 5, not 15, but 50 countries represented. And that means those people flew in to Las Vegas from 50 different countries to attend this network marketing university, so to speak, which I thought was so powerful. So powerful, because it was really cool to walk around and hear all these different languages that were being spoken, and you knew that you were in a room with 8,000 people who were all like-minded, there with representing their own companies, and just wanted to come and get better and learn about the industry as a whole. And furthermore, Shannon and I attended this event last year. And last year, women, we were the minority. I would say last year there were probably, what did you think, Shannon, 80% men, 20% women? Would you agree with that? Okay. Yeah, 80% men and 20% women last year alone. This year, so it was actually earlier, so 11 months later, it was 50-50. There were 50% men, 50% women in this room, all representing the profession of network marketing. Now, what I want you all to understand, or what I hope you picked up from what I just shared with you, in our company, It Works Global, we're primarily female-driven. Now, on here, you see we have 2 men, which the demographic just in our group is a little different than what you see as far as the company as a whole. It's primarily been female-driven. Now, that's really starting to change, which is very exciting. But last year, to walk into a room with about 6,000 people from all over the world, and it be primarily men, when we come from a company where it's primarily women, especially, a year ago, in this business, more and more men are joining every year. But that was an eye-opening experience last year, to look around and realize that we as the women were the minority sitting in that network marketing university. So I just thought that was a real change in 11 months in this industry and in this profession. All right. So success in network marketing comes down to 3 things. The first thing, and so if you are taking notes, please grab your paper and your pen. The first thing is you have to develop a millionaire mindset. You've got to get your mind game right. And there's that 80%. So if you are spending 30 minutes a day on listening to audios, to reading out of books that are actually changing your programming, improving your programming. I'm not talking about like 50 Shades of Grey or Nicholas Spark books or anything like that. I'm talking about like actual books that can change your life, and you give that 30 minutes a day, that would change everything. So the first thing is develop that millionaire mindset and get that inner game right. Get that inner game working in your favor. The second thing are the skills. There's the 20%. And, he said, don't be lazy. in network marketing, there are a few skills that you need to know. They really don't change. And just don't be lazy with those skills. Commit to perfecting them. Commit to learning them, and then commit to perfecting them and being willing to continue working on them until you're happy with where you are and you're getting the results that you want from your effort. And then the third thing is the strategy, which is really the first two we talked about. So the strategy is your mind plus the skills, and that equals your success. So that 80 plus the 20, that gives you that 100% in this industry. And then the last thing was just to be a professional encourager. And in this business, that is what we all are, because we're all coming in, learning something new. And at the end of the day, we all have the same company, same products, same marketing materials, the exact same opportunity. We have an equal playing field. But every day, we have to face ourselves. And in this business, it's not always easy when our biggest challenge is ourselves. And so just to become a professional encourager, encouraging yourself, being patient with yourself, and then doing that for people on your team. Because everyone's timing is different. Everyone, their aha moments and those light bulbs go off at different times for different people in this business. So, Shannon, anything you want to add to that, to those three skills to build success in network marketing?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Really, not a whole lot to add. Really just learn the skills. Get the book. It's like $10 on Amazon. Get the book, read the book cover to cover, and read it like a few times. And really just get those skills, because I think, yes, you have to develop your mind, but I think it holds a lot of people back because they don't feel confident in their abilities. So that book is going to help give you those abilities to talk to people. And it just lays it out very clear. I love the book. You just need to get the book. Get the book. Did I say get the book?
Should they get the book, Shannon?
That's all.
Yes. Didn't actually say the title. Which book are you referring to?
GoPro by Eric Worre.
GoPro. Yes. GoPro. That's right. Absolutely. That's a great book, and he lays out the skills. Yes. Thank you, Dean. Right there. GoPro by Eric Worre. Again, that is just the structure, the overarching skill set for the profession of network marketing. Melissa?
Yeah, you guys were on point to that.
Anything you wanted to add to those three things?
No, and if there's anything within this industry... Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes.
Yes, if there's anything that about the industry that you're not comfortable with, or you've had a question or someone's made a statement that's rude to you about it, learn how to answer that back towards someone. Whether they're like, someone brings up, pyramid scheme. Learn how to answer that back towards someone. Those little things, and that will build your confidence up if you learn about your industry in the GoPro book.
Mm-hmm.
So that's it.
Absolutely. All right, Mark, anything about those three skills or those three things?
A couple of things. First of all, like what Melissa said, I think, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay.
I can hear you.
Just being prepared helps so much for rebuttals and things, just because you already know, cover everything you can and feel confident about that. But on a bigger scheme of things, just the whole development and everything, I think it's really important to try to really think about what you're doing for yourself, not just with network marketing, but as a person, and get excited about that, because I think it's really neat to think about developing yourself to be a better person in a lot of different ways. Think about the things you struggle with now, and but think about how exciting it is to actually get over that kind of thing and not worry about it anymore. I think it's pretty neat to think about, I don't know, just for example, when you're blitzing or whatever, how, maybe nerve-wracking or whatever. But to get to the point where that doesn't bother you anymore, that's a pretty good feeling, It should be exciting to think, oh, okay, I'm not worried about it anymore. That's neat. So the development is just a cool thing, I think, and just focus on that and be excited about becoming a better person.
Dean?
You all have basically summed everything up. It's just I'll kind of take off a little bit on what Mark said there. Just under the skills, we have our skills specific to our company: blitzing, wrapping, repeating, charting, doing our steps to success. But an additional skill that you need to know is how to address those issues that come up. And when people call it a pyramid scheme, or they say, oh no, it's network marketing, it's not because they're personally saying something negative against you. It's purely, or because they're mean, it's purely out of ignorance of the industry, because they just don't know any better. And that, again, is part of our job as network marketing professionals, is to educate people on the fact that this is a profession, and we're moving hundreds of millions of dollars of product worldwide every year through the profession of network marketing.
Okay, so let's hop in now to the first woman that spoke on stage. Her name is Gloria Mayfield Banks. And wow, she had a very, very powerful story. And, the longer that I've been in this industry and I attend events like conference, green carpet, get on the Monday night calls and attend events like this as far as training on the profession, even people who have nothing to do with network marketing directly, like Les Brown, got to hear him last year. Hearing people's stories, and everybody has a story, and we'll get into that. You have to learn how to tell it. But hearing people's stories and where they've come from and how they chose to just take that and use it as fuel to really just light up their life is amazing. And so this lady, she actually had I believe, a undergraduate degree from Harvard and a master's in business from Harvard as well, but she was dyslexic, and she had to be read to every day, 2 hours a day, through her Harvard Business School education. So another woman literally read to her 2 hours a day every day through her college experience. Talk about that challenge and how she could have easily walked away, but instead she walked away from Harvard with an undergraduate and graduate degree. And she also suffered from domestic violence and was in a bad relationship for 10 years. So to hear her story, know her Harvard education background, and then to see her speaking on the stage as a network marketing professional was powerful. It goes to show that this profession is for anybody that's looking for time and financial freedom, period. Period, over and out. And she said, before should we get into the 10 things to help you soar in this industry, she said that it's in the way she looked at it, building her business, and then the way we should look at it too, is that it's our job to ask people, not to assume anything. So our job is simply to ask. And I say that a lot. I say, we're the messenger. Our job is to go out, share the message of what we have to offer, and then people, or adults, they can make their own decision. But our job is to simply be the messenger, not to assume that because they have a Harvard degree, or they're a doctor, or a lawyer, or a stay-at-home mom with 10 kids, or whatever, it's not our job to make assumptions about their life and whether or not this could be a fit for them. Because at the end of the day, this is a profession, the most powerful one in the world, and most people don't even know it's an option. So it's our job to help them understand that it's an option. All right, so Gloria shared 10 things to help you soar. And Shannon, did you get all 10 of those? Are you good? Are we on the same page, like literally? We good? Okay, sweet. Would you care to talk about the first one, the first of the 10 things?
Sure.
Her
Okay.
her first one was a decision. You have to make a wrong decision to be able to make a change in your life. And that's really all that I have in my notes. Decision. It was all caps and highlighted.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I think, no, you're right. That's all I had too, was like, you've got to be a decision maker in life. She said that if you're able to make good decisions, you're going to live a great life. Life's going to be a little easier. If you make a bad decision, it's okay. You still made the decision and you can fix it. And if you're an indecisive person, you're going to live a very uncomfortable life. So she talked like a lot. She really hit that point hard, I think, about just you've got to be able to make decisions in life. Don't be wishy-washy. Make the decision and then move forward.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, Melissa, do you care to talk about her second one?
Yeah, the second one was confidence. And I had wrote down, you have to be a powerful person of confidence. You have to regain your confidence continuously, because there's always things that are going to shoot you down in a way, or somebody may talk to you, or an experience you might get into. But you act every day, no matter what. When you have confidence, it draws people to you. It's, not to be cocky or anything like that, but you're just going to draw that energy, that good energy, positivity, that confidence from others, and it's gonna attract people to you. So that's one thing.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And she said too that a confident leader is going to have retention in their business, because people want to follow people who know where they're going. So be a confident leader, and you will have better retention in your business with your team. All right, and Mark, did you catch the third one?
I did. It's vision, imagination, and belief. And just talking about visualization, it's just, I know that this goes back to sports for me. When I played sports, I just remember learning back then from our coach about the power of visualizing yourself being successful. And she talked about this too, but to elaborate more, your subconscious cannot tell the difference between what's real and what's not real. So if you try to visualize yourself having success repeatedly in the things you want to be good at, again, using the example of blitzing, think about that, imagine it in your head so you can feel it, the whole process down to the details, walking up to somebody, handing them their card, whatever, and imagine success over and over and over again. And your subconscious sees that as really happening. I mean, it doesn't know the difference. So you will grow from that. You'll start to feel confident just because you're practicing it in your head and your body. Your subconscious is taking that in and says, "Okay, I'm good at this. I've done it before. It's really important to do that and think about any scenario you want to be successful at and repeat that, so you get to the point where you feel good about it. You're not only seeing it, but you're feeling the feelings of it."
Awesome. All right, Dean, did you catch the fourth one?
I did. It was actually about management, and it actually has 4 parts. It was about time management, money management, emotional management, and skill management. And on time management, it was just making your plan, or whatever your to-do list, your top 6, or whatever you're doing. We talk about a lot of different things, but just make sure that you're spending your dedicated amount of time working your business to achieve whatever your goals are. And money management. You have to take care of the money that is coming in. You don't want it all to be going back out. So you want to learn how to keep some of the money you're making from your business. The emotional one, she said you have to learn to compartmentalize your emotions. Life happens to us all. In the 3.5 years that I've been, myself alone, that I've been in this business, a lot has gone on. I've lost both my parents during that time, but you can't live there. You have to deal with the issue at the time, go through your process, whether it's grief or loss or a marriage, whatever it is, the birth of a child. You just deal with it and compartmentalize that part of your life. You can't let that emotion rule your whole world. And then she said to tell people, don't give me your drama. Don't get caught up in everybody else's drama. If that's what they want to talk about, then just say, I'm sorry, I don't need your drama. I have my own to deal with. Thank you, but no thank you. And then the last one was skill management, and we've already talked a lot about that. And the biggest skill, which you all will hear this as a thread throughout all of our teaching from all of this training, they were all talking about self-development as one of the biggest skills that you can work on. So.
Absolutely, and she said, or I had written down, those 4 things will either take you up in this business or they're going to take you down. And so learning how to master those 4 especially. And then to go on the emotional one, I wrote this down because I loved it and it just really resonated with me so much. Because as you know, if you've been on my team very long, I have really a 0 tolerance policy for complaining or for looking at things as the glass half empty, or being negative. That does not serve you. It serves you to move forward. You can feel your frustrations. There's a learning curve and there's a time and place for certain emotions, but in this business, when you're focusing on the negative, you're moving backwards, not forwards. And so she said something, and everything in me said yes. She said, don't talk to me about your drama because I'll start to see you as your drama. She said, I see you as great. I don't want to start seeing you as your drama. And I just thought that was just so refreshing because I was like, yes, because I know for me, I am a positive person. That's my nature. And I see everyone with such greatness. And I see everyone bubbling with this just pure potential. And when I start to hear the negative or see the whatever, when I see people focusing on the negative or focusing on the things they don't want, that takes away from the greatness that I see and the potential that I see in them. And so I just thought that was awesome. I was like, yes, and I was circling that. So anyway, I loved that. And thanks, everybody, because I know I'm kind of putting everybody on the spot because everyone takes notes a little differently. That's why I'm asking everybody, did you catch number 4? Because you may not take notes in that manner. But so far, so good, buddies. All right. Number 5 was goal setting. And you've got to have goals, period. Big and small. But if you don't know what you're shooting for, you're going to hit nothing every time. So set your goals, and so decide what those goals look like. And you may be new to this business, you may not be new to this business, and you may not even have a clue what kind of goal to set. Talk to your upline diamond. We can help you with how to set goals for this business so that you can reach them, which is super helpful. All right, Shannon, did you catch number 6?
Yes, I did. Number 6 was image. You have 7 seconds to make an impression. Sorry, I'm trying to talk on my speakerphone. My computer's not working tonight. Okay, so you get 7
We're seeing up your nose, but it's fine.
You get 7 seconds to make a first impression. And later, the conference heard from Mike Sims, who kind of goes through it. He said something along the lines of, you can't go in trying to sell the dream when you look like a nightmare. So you need to put yourself together. Don't go out in your pajamas to Walmart and Blitz. Look professional and look smart. That's what I got.
Awesome. All right, Melissa, did you catch number 7?
Yes. Sorry. I'm at my mom's house and she was just yelling at me. And I'm like, Mom. let's hear passion. You have to feel it. You have to have the fire, as if when you wake up in the morning, you want to jump out of bed because you have a passion for something that is driving you, whether it's your business, if it's your family, because everybody, different things move different people, was one thing that she mentioned too. You just have to be creative and know what you want, and know that it's like deep down in your heart that it's going to move you to work your business every day, and not let anything stop you from it, and not let you give up. You know, you're not going to give up just because of one thing, a discouragement, or you get a no. You're going to get lots of no's, you know, with this. So, passion.
Absolutely. Okay, Mark, did you catch number 8?
Are you talking to me? Because I can't hear it cut out.
Yes, Mark, did you get number 8?
I did. It's discipline and hustle. And she basically, just said, obviously you need discipline and you gotta work your business, but that if you have a strong enough why you're doing the business, that if you focus on that, that'll take care of the discipline and the hustle. And it makes sense if your belief in why you're doing things and what you're focusing on, why you want to do it so badly, is strong. You don't have to worry about disciplining yourself and working hard, because you're just going to do it because you care so much about your why. So it's important to think about why you want something more than it is focusing on how to do these other, how to be disciplined, that kind of thing. Because if you know why you want it so bad, you're going to do it regardless because you care so much. That'll take care of everything else.
I think that knowing your why sort of becomes this phrase that gets thrown around but not really taken seriously. And everybody that's watching this, everybody started this business for a certain reason. And so maybe we should say, know your reason. But if you have a big enough reason for doing this business, whether it's to put food on your table or it's to leave your job because you want to own your time, if your reason or your why is big enough, it really does. It is big enough, and so by default, your discipline and your hustle appear effortlessly. It's when you're not really sure of your reasons, or you don't really have a why attached to this, or you've not really gotten real with yourself about what it is you really want out of this, you're going to see every little speed bump or every little hiccup as this monumental tragedy. But when you are driven by something bigger, those little things that come along, the obstacles, they are like little hiccups, little speed bumps, because you're driven by something so much bigger. So if you've not done that, really I encourage you to take your time and discover your reason for this business, what that short-term goal is, and maybe what a longer-term goal is. Like 1 year from now, where would you like to see yourself in your business? All right. Dean, did you catch number 9?
Yes, I did. It was about people skills. She just said basically that you need to be nice to people. And then she also said that you need to develop your leadership skills because if people aren't following you, you're not a leader. Just because you're moving up in ranks through your company doesn't make you a leader if you aren't actually training your people and leading them and letting them follow you to the top as well. You can't just use them and step on them to get to where you want to go. You need to be training them up to be leaders as well so that they can do the same for their people.
Absolutely. All right, the last one, the 10th one, is she talked about short-term sacrifice for long-term success. And I've also heard it short-term sacrifice for long-term gain, but she said it as short-term sacrifice for long-term success. And I love that because this business and the success in this business is not created overnight. some people do come in and move faster than others, but that's their journey. But the truth is, this business is built, and the success that you create with this is built upon the short-term sacrifices that you make every day. Deciding to post on your social media or watch a TV show. The short-term sacrifice of either listening to the radio, who knows what kind of programming it's putting in your brain, and don't get me wrong, I like the radio sometimes. I was a dancer for most of my life, but whether you choose to listen to the radio or you choose to put a really powerful audio in your car, so you have like a university on wheels. The success is created in those daily short-term sacrifices. And the thing about this is, for whatever reason, people, it's usually for the lack of that vision, the bigger vision. They look at those daily short-term sacrifices as just like these awful things because they've lost sight of the fact that those daily short-term sacrifices have a compounding effect. And if you can be okay with having to set aside your radio or your favorite TV show or going out with friends or whatever it is, everyone's life is different, but if you can be okay with making those short-term sacrifices, the long-term payoff is life-changing. Would you rather take a few years and make some tiny little sacrifices that really in the big scheme of things are tiny to live the rest of your life like you want to? It's really not. But again, it goes back to you got to have that why or that reason. You've got to have that vision and realize that success is going to take those short-term sacrifices. But you'll get there as long as you do it. That's the thing. And in this business, the things that you're asked to sacrifice are really things that serve your higher good anyway. When we say turn off the radio and listen to this, or turn off the TV, or maybe you can't catch your episode of whatever on Monday night at 8 o'clock because you need to be on the call, but, DVR it or catch it later on Netflix or something, if that's your 1 hour or 30 minutes that you want to just decompress and that's what you choose to do that. But asking you to listen to an incredible audio or read a powerful book or create some new habits that are only going to give you the most incredible life are really not sacrifices. It's just how you look at it. So, all right, so those were the 10 things from Miss Gloria. She was a powerhouse, OMG. From the moment she stepped on that stage, she owned that stage. She was an incredible woman to hear from. So it's about 7:45 where I am. Hold on, I'm still adjusting to my new time zone. Yes, it's almost 7:45. So the next information actually came from Eric Worre, the author of GoPro himself, and he sort of did this State of the Union address about where we are in the economy, where we are with this industry, just to paint the bigger picture. And I'm one of those bigger picture kind of thinkers, so I just love this kind of information and I just soak it up. So I'm not sure that we'll actually get through all of what he shared tonight, but we won't leave any of these golden nuggets out. But let's go ahead and hop into that, if that's okay. Shannon, would you be comfortable talking about the first thing, the number one, the performance economy and how it's accelerating?
Sure. He pretty much said the performance economy is accelerating. Technology is increasing. There's this new 30-hour work week because companies don't want to have to pay benefits. So if you're part-time, they don't have to do that. 30% of employed people consider their employment to be a gig, like they're contracted in. It's not like a serious career kind of deal. And the average income is declining. So pretty much just saying that people are going to be more open to what we have because everything is changing. Everything is changing.
Absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Melissa, do you care to talk about coin-operated versus like being an entrepreneur, the difference?
Yeah, he gave some good examples. Think of the blue collar is coin operated, sales is coin operated, like you go to work. You know, if you work your 40 hours this week that you're going to get paid a certain amount, whether hourly or salary for that week. But then coming into, and employees are also coin operated. But then investors are entrepreneurs, business owners, small business owners, you know, traditional business owners were entrepreneurs. And I wrote on the side, if you're like, you're always planting and planting seeds, we always talk about that, you're investing time into your business as a, you know, a personal business owner, but you need to protect it, and the harvest season will come. Those were just side notes. And then they gave a few other examples of some entrepreneurs and how things are changing and why our industry is a better way.
Awesome. Yeah, and I had written down that an entrepreneur is willing to invest now for the payoff later. And again, he talked about being a visionary, because you're planting those seeds daily and you may not get that payoff right then. The payoff's going to be down the road. And if you're an entrepreneur and you have that mindset, then you're okay with that. You understand that you do a lot in the beginning that you don't get paid for, but if you keep going, you build that pretty much invisible infrastructure that you really cannot see, but you are building it. And there will come a time where you get paid more than what you do. You earn more money than the amount of time you put in, the work you put in, because you've done it along the way. And that's the power of getting that ball going and getting that momentum building and doing the work, planting the seeds, reaping the harvest, planting the seeds, reaping the harvest, doing that over and over and over. But in the beginning, regardless of the business, whether you're talking about ours or any business, if you're an entrepreneur, you do not get paid in the beginning in direct proportion to the amount of time and effort that you put in. That's because you're building something from scratch. That's just how it goes. All right, so the third one, he talked about, Mark, he talked about the rise of the entrepreneur and just some of the other examples of how people are starting to become entrepreneurs. Did you catch that?
I think you're talking to me. I'm not sure. Yeah, he was talking about, you know, the common person that may not have an entrepreneurial mindset at all is being exposed more and has an easier access today into to being an entrepreneur than ever before. Things like Uber and Lyft, like Airbnb, VRBO, Amazon, eBay, all those kind of things are allowing people to just dabble, if they even want to, into the market of being like an entrepreneurial. So, like, you know, for instance, Uber, if you wanted to just earn extra money but didn't really want to work for somebody, even though you're kind of working for Uber to a degree, you're actually, you know, you're your own person. You control your hours. You drive your car. You do what you want. If you sell stuff on eBay, you know, you decide what you're selling, when you're selling, how you want to sell it. So it's a lot more of an entrepreneurial mindset, and it's becoming more prevalent, and people are being exposed to it more because it's more accessible than it ever has been before. And network marketing kind of falls into that category as well, and it's becoming more prevalent as well.
Absolutely, and I think kind of the overarching theme from these things was just how the world is changing in our favor for network marketers and for helping us get that message across, that this is a real profession. And you can make a full-time income if you choose with this, or part-time. But either way, you're making income. So, you know, income that's changing your life. So I love that. I love that. Let's see, Dean. Let me see here. Did you? What was the next thing that you had down?
He said that if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, then network marketing is a better way. It's not perfect, but it's better because network marketing serves an important educational need, because there are some products that you can't just show a 30-second advertisement on TV and expect people to get it. So network marketing allows that one-on-one time where you can truly educate the public about the product or service that you have to offer. Word of mouth is better than the fragmented advertising world. I kind of just touched on that. The more efficient model creates an opportunity for distributors, so it gives you a chance to get out and meet people. You have something to share that they're not going to hear about anywhere else. And then network marketing business is an extremely low risk in relationship to the potential compared to a traditional business owner. You know, to start our business, it costs you $100, and the chance or the return on the investment you can get for that is just awesome. But any other traditional business, you're talking tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars to get your business started, and it will take you years to recover all that initial investment. So again, it may not be perfect, but it's better than most things out there.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just wrap this up by sharing some incredible statistics. One of the other things, kind of piggybacking off what Mark was saying, one of the other things that's working in our favor for helping create this respect for this industry is Shark Tank. And they shared that if you've ever watched Shark Tank, if that is like your one thing you watch or whatever, it's a powerful show to watch because you hear how many years these people have been chipping away to create a successful business. They share what they did in sales in a year. They're pitching with their entire heart and soul this company they've created or this product they've created. And then they do follow-up. They'll follow up with them later to see how they're doing, how it's going. And they shared with us that 1 in 50 of those investments, so that means like that someone's pitched their idea and the investors bought into that, 1 out of 50 actually make it. 1 out of 50, you guys. And that's putting a whole lot of money on the line. That's not them being able to work a full-time job and try to get this little part-time gig off the ground. That is their whole bread and butter, life and soul, and 1 out of 50 make it. That's risky. But he did. They mentioned Shark Tank a couple of times about how that's really just creating some respect for entrepreneurs in general. But if you want to get an idea of how difficult it is to come up with a business and start it from scratch, a traditional lock and key business, take a look at that show. All right, so then he did kind of this segment about how some people say network marketing isn't real business, and he gave us some really powerful statistics, and we're going to close with these. So he said in 2014, $182 billion in worldwide sales took place because of network marketing. $182 billion, not million, billion with a B, dollars in worldwide sales. You guys, that's huge. That's bigger than Hollywood. There are about 1,400 companies in North America alone. 1,400 vehicles that people can choose from. Not just 1 or 2. Of course, we know ours is the best. But 1,400. And the trend is going up. The sales have been climbing now for several years. So that $1 billion mark I was telling you about has been going up consistently every year. There are about 19 million distributors in North America alone. So when you take the entire industry, the entire profession of network marketing, there are over 19 million people that run a home-based business. Wow, that's a lot. I know a lot of people think, oh, nobody really does this. No, a lot of people are doing this because they don't have another option. Shannon already shared with you that the median income in the United States is going down, but the cost of everything is going up. People don't have a choice except to figure out some other way to bring in income that then they don't have to give up another 20 hours of their life doing a part-time business on top of their full-time job. Let's see here. The USA leads the globe in sales. That's pretty cool. The United States, which probably most of us are watching this, AJ might be on, but the USA right now leads in global sales, which is wow. And then he went on to say that about $72 billion is paid out every year in this industry. $72 billion, that is about $2 million a day that's paid out to distributors in network marketing. Guys, that's huge. We're not talking about a little bit. We're talking about a lot of money. That's a whole lot of money. And especially when you're talking about an industry that has no ceiling on income, that's just going to keep growing and growing, which is super exciting. All right, so that's kind of where we're going to stop tonight on the information. I am so excited about doing these each week because the information we're going to continue to share with you all is absolutely going to blow your mind. So let me just kind of go through everybody. Shannon, do you have any last minute thoughts, aha moments, anything to say in closing for tonight about this tip of the iceberg that we just got through tonight?
No, I really think you've covered everything just super well. Everybody brought out some really great points, and you know, it's just really such a privilege to be involved with something as big as what this is, and people that see that are going to be fortunate. The other ones are going to be wishing they did, so just wake up and pay attention.
Isn't that a song? I'm not going to sing it, but it's the words to a song, and it made me want to sing it, but I'm not a singer. I don't want to hurt anyone's ears. All right, Melissa, any closing thoughts?
Two things. One thing, he said stop.
She's still laughing.
Can you hear me? Oh my gosh. One thing is stop playing small. Eric Morat, I wrote that big, underlined it right after where he shared all the how much this industry is bringing in throughout the whole world. And some things he also, like he gave some examples, you know, of your traditional business, how you have your product, your service, you know, an investment you have to make, the commitment, the hours you have to put into traditional business and legal, HR. Well, with network marketing, we have all those things, but it's almost like we have corporate office that is doing it for us. And we're just sharing the opportunity and the products, and it's so much easier for our industry. And all the points of what he mentioned about the product and service provided, there's a low startup cost, your flexible commitment, your training's provided, you have, you know, sales or whatever of whatever a good product, your customer service is provided for you. You're doing it, you're sharing it one-on-one, but also we have product, the inventory, the company manages the inventory. And a legal area is taken care of. You don't have any employees, and all those highlights. I mean, you notice from some of the other people that maybe I'm not sure we didn't know who was with what company when we were there, but we're just like check to all these things that our company It-Works is already providing for us is already in place. So that was like oh my gosh, wow, we are so lucky. But yeah. It was great. Absolutely.
You know, and they also shared too that the average franchise, sorry, my brain's moving faster than my lips can keep up. The average franchise costs about $65,000 to start. That's just the franchise. That does not include the space, the employees, the inventory. That doesn't include insurance, legal counsel, nothing. $65,000 just to get a franchise. And then you have everything else, and you're probably not going to turn a profit for 3 to 5 years. So, holy cow, we literally have the golden egg, and I hope that throughout these Google Hangouts that you all really come to embrace that and accept that and know that is truth, because we really have it all laid out for us. Okay, Mark, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, one of the speakers, Presley Swaggerty, he said something that just really stuck with me. First he said, hope is not a good strategy. And then he went on to say, if you want more, you've got to become more. And so those two together just, I mean, if you want to get somewhere and you want to succeed for sure and know you're going to succeed, you're going to change. You're not just going to wing it and it's all going to fall into place. That's hoping. And you may have some times where, it works out well just by the odds. You get lucky from time to time. But long term, if you want to make something out of this, and anything really, you've got to you yourself have to change. You're going to change because your comfort zone, unless you already have an extremely large comfort zone, which most of us don't in every aspect, you're going to have to change, and you're going to have to become more of a person than you are right now. And that means you're going to have to work on things, your fears. You're going to have to overcome things, and that's a way to any kind of whatever your endeavor is in life. And for instance, I play guitar too, and like one thing that's hard to overcome when you play guitar in any kind of musical thing or anything you're on stage, or even when you're talking in front of people, giving the meetings for It Works, is just the fear of people watching you. It's a thing you have to work on. So the point being that anything you do in your life, if you want to become a bigger and better person than you are now, you're going to have to change.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Okay, Dean?
Right. Well, this kind of ties back to what Mark just said. One of the things that Eric said when he was doing his segment about coin-operated versus entrepreneurial people was that you have to challenge your programming and think differently. And we're all programmed from the day we're born. People are telling us what we can do, what we can't do, and all that's ingrained in you. And if you want something other than what you've been programmed to have or to do, then you're going to have to challenge your current programming and just think a little differently. And then also, I have all the statistics he gave us for the 2014 global direct selling, as far as by country, the sales and how many people, and I will type that up into a document, and then we can just put it in the file and the document file in Freedom Wrappers, because that's actually a very handy tool to have when people start challenging you in this industry. If you have those numbers that you can quote and show them that direct selling moves $182 billion a year in goods, this isn't a fluke. It's not some scam. So I'll get all that typed up in the next day or two and put it out there in the Freedom Wrappers folder.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's huge. That's helpful. Very helpful. Okay, the last thing I'm going to say, and this is a quote that Eric Worre said, and I just thought it was so powerful. He said, "The truth is good enough." And especially when it comes to our company, the truth is good enough. What the products do is good enough. This income opportunity is good enough. There's no need to falsify anything, because the truth of the industry, the truth of our company is good enough, and it is changing lives. So thanks so much for hopping on tonight, you guys. Looking forward to seeing you next week. We'll have a different group of faces, maybe some of the same, but some other people who attended this event, and we look forward to sharing some more information with you. So make it an incredible week. Bye. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everybody.